probably my longest review. But overall, Incredibles 2 was good. I'm sorry I ranted on and raved on so long. That's like 21 minutes, maybe gonna be 22 by the time this is over. But this movie was good, and hopefully after I post this, maybe tomorrow I will watch Tag and review that. Looks like a very good movie. I just hope it is. Looks interesting. Fair warning, there is cursing, so I might curse in the review. If you are above the age of 13, you'll be okay. But if you're below that age, please do not watch my reviews, because they are not for the young of heart and those who eardrums cannot handle cursing. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I am working on my intro, and sorry for this one. Bye. What's up, Nova Nation? I don't know what to say, but this is the review for Incredibles 2. Thought I might as well post it a little early. I know I told HDM Gaming, aka Zix, I can never say, Zexoros Gaming. Sorry, man, I can't pronounce your friggin' YouTube name. It's friggin', I just go with HDM Gaming because it's a lot easier. But Incredibles 2. Let's start with the rants, because this is when I make these videos. It's Roby's Rants and Raves. But hey, I don't really. Okay, let me go into detail about what I would hate about this movie, if there was anything. One thing I hate is that the villain is almost, if you watch the first one, it's kind of predictable, because it's almost like the first one, but I'm not going to spoil it. But pretty much the first one, just with little twists and turns. Like, of course, we all know Jack showing off his powers is one of the twists and turns. I don't know if it was showed in a trailer, but there's a lot more supers. A lot more supers. Like, I'm talking, there's even a shout out, I think, to Vanos Gaming in Incredibles 2, because one of the superheroes is an owl, and his symbol looks like Vanos Gaming's symbol almost. It's like a legitimate knockoff. And they are roasting Vanos for this because he looks like an old, like, Russian, or I don't know what it's a weird thing, because Vanos is Canadian. We all know that from his videos. But this guy sounds like he's, I don't know, Transylvanian or some shit. His accent's just fucking crazy. So I thought it was pretty cool that they, I don't know if they purposely did it or they accidentally do it, but I think they paid homage to Vanos Gaming, so that's awesome. But that's one of the raves. The rant was really that it's just exactly like the other one, just with twists and turns. But the one thing I loved was, okay, I know a lot of people are gonna probably hate me for this, but I loved Jack. Like, I mean, I literally, when somebody asked me, Roby, what's your review on The Incredibles 2? I said 2 words: Jack. Because Jack alone makes the movie. Like, literally, if it wasn't for Jack, that movie would have been just crap. But I love that it took them 14 years. Oh my god, why did it take 14 years to make that? But I kind of understand with all the animation. It didn't seem like a long movie, but apparently it was. The animation, definitely, I can understand taking a long time. Plus, some of those actors had other gigs. Like, we all know Frozone his actor was way too busy in the Avengers series. So we couldn't have him do Frozone. So that's primarily, I think, the main reason why they didn't do Incredibles 2 for the longest time. Because you need the actors. And sadly, he was not there because of the Avengers. And I kind of hope for more animations featuring him, because let's face it, the guy is good in cartoons and in real life. Like, live actions, cartoons, all of it. He's great in. But, Violet. They didn't have much of an age difference. The only person who looked like they got old was Dash. Dash looked like he got some old to him. Violet, not really that old. I mean, they definitely kind of made her look old, but actually it was just stress because of something that happened in the movie. And a lot of people chalked that up for her looking old, but no, that's stress. Girls get stressed when stupid shit happens. They look old because of it. And for somebody to say that she looks old because she's in the movie or whatnot, no. That's stress. Stress makes people look old. I mean, I'm looking at my video right now and I got some bags. Holy crap. Wonder what I'm stressing about. Maybe I just have some fat eyelids. Like, holy crap. Either way, I know it's kind of a girl thing to say, but hey, I like to look good for the ladies. Because, this is one of my good shirts. I know, it's like, what the fuck, it's just plain as shit, it's just black and red. But, no, it's actually waterproof. Yeah. But, back to the movie. Dash. Dash is a character, I guess he grew. And I love how they do show it in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, how Mr. Incredible tries to help Dash with math. I love that shows the father-son bonding through educational purposes, and I love that. That is actually what we did not see in the first Incredibles. We did not see any homework or studying between the two. All we saw was bickering and the occasional dinner. Like, they would argue over dinner. We all know that scene because Frozone showed up and Dash spit some water. Frozone froze it. Yeah. Bowling night. The only thing I don't understand is when they made that part. Now, this is me thinking, like, if a world is created because somebody makes it, like Incredibles, say that world was created because somebody made it, why didn't Mr. Incredible just simply wear the mask of his costume? Like, you could just put that on. Why put on a freaking robber's mask? But that's just me ranting. About the old one. The new one I actually like, except Elastigirl's costume. It looks like she went emo. Or goth, one or the other. And then, Edna Mole kind of described it very well what I thought about it. Because technically, fuck it, you're gonna figure it out either way. Because we all know that Edna doesn't create multiple costumes. She makes one that is completely indestructible. So we all know, since she made that one in the first movie, that this one is definitely not hers. Because if she makes a costume, she only makes alterations if necessary. Like, say, more powers. Or, like, I don't know, fuck. She makes it to where if you have more powers than you first had, she makes adjustments to the costume so you can handle those powers. Hence what happens to Jack Jack, because we all know that little guy's got a plethora of powers. One of which is basically becoming a baby Human Torch. But, luckily for Edna, we found out how to deal with said baby Human Torch. Not spoiling. Let's see. What am I... okay, Mr. Incredible. Since we already got Violet, Jack Jack, and Dash out of the way. Mr. Incredible, he... how should I put it? He likes to have fun being a hero. But being a dad was difficult for him. Like, I can understand that. You're just sitting on your butt, you're not having any fun, you have to constantly help your children out, and you think, oh, they're my kids, of course they're going to know this, that, and this, and that, boom. But no, he realizes that they don't, and then when he tries to help them, he realizes that he doesn't know the actual way to help them. So, thankfully, like a good father does, he learns to find out a way to help them. Especially with Violet. Oh my god. try dealing with a teenager with boyfriend issues. I'm gonna hate dealing with that with my niece. But he does get some help thanks to Edna. Edna basically says in the trailer, parenting is a heroic job if done correctly. Sadly, of course we all know, since he goes to Edna, he wasn't doing it correctly because he actually needed the help. Poor guy apparently was so tired throughout the night, he had to sleep a lot to regain his composure. Because if you've ever had like a little nephew or niece stay over and they're constantly crying, like they're like 1 to 3 years old, they're gonna be crying a lot. You rarely get any sleep. So yeah, that's how Mr. Incredible felt with Jack Jack. Because personally, he did not take care of Jack Jack when he was in the first movie. He was the Mr. Bring home the bacon, and the mother was the one that took care of Jack Jack. Yeah, there was that. And now we go to Elastigirl. What I think of her as a character. I actually have to admit, she's a better hero than Mr. Incredible. And they actually pinpoint this a lot. Like, Mr. Incredible is more destructive than her. She's able to... she's able to cover up the destructions. And it's kind of funny because she can stretch her body, but yeah. Anyway, she actually does well in finding the bad guy. But like all movies, it's never that easy. Now, was the movie predictable? At first glance, I thought it wasn't, but then I looked over it and I'm like, wait. This looks exactly like the first one, just with added bits and pieces here and there thrown in. Little extra characters, yes. Of course, I kind of wished that there was like a cutscene at the end where Sinestro's just sitting in his chair like, well, guess it's time to me to get off my ass. But, yeah, get off my butt. Because we all think that in the first movie, Sinestro's dead, but this is a cartoon. Nobody truly dies in cartoons. Alright. So. Other characters that we know that are in there are Edna Mole. Edna Mole, character-wise, very good character. Lovable, kind of emotionless, and sometimes, but she actually gets some emotion to her character, and that's pretty cool. The villain, as we all know. How should I put it? The villain. I'm not ruining the name because the name was never showed in the trailer. The character, I'm just going to say Goggles, because that's what he's got on his face. That's easy recognizable. Mr. Goggles, because I'm not going to say his villain name, is actually a good character. I'm not going to lie. The concept was good. His plan was good. But, how do I say this without spoiling it? I don't think I can. You're just gonna have to watch the movie because I can't say any more without spoiling it. I can tell you one thing though. There is a throwback to the old-fashioned, like before I guess Mr. Incredible even showed up. The before Mr. Incredible's heroes. And I love that. I love hearing some history into this. And it's awesome to hear this history. And I love that they do this. It's, I love it. Perfect. But, how should I put this? History, I like that they put the history in the beginning. because it's like a book. Beginning, middle, end. That's what I like about movies. It's basically that. But this one, it was like middle, beginning, and end. Yeah, you can imagine how that made me feel. But I mean, it kind of worked. But then it didn't. But it took them 14 years. I can understand a little hiccups. Because the animation quality was awesome. It was awesome. I kind of wish I could see Honey. Frozon's wife. I kind of want to know who she is. Is she a hero, a normal person? I mean, for Incredibles 3, have Honey join Frozone. Please. I want to find out who she is. Like, seriously, you see her constantly nagging Frozone. Why doesn't she, like, beef up and be like, go out there, get him, drag his ass back to the house, and be like, we are enjoying this dinner. I would pay to see that in Incredibles 3. Please have that in there. Please. That and, let's see. We never figured out one thing. Where are the grandparents? Where's Mr. Incredible's dad, his mother, Elastigirl's dad and mother? Where are they? Were they superheroes before all this happened and a villain beat them? I mean, I would love to know some backstory about Mr. Incredible's parents and Elastigirl's parents. And even if it's weird, like they didn't like each other or something. Like a kind of Romeo and Juliet situation, but with superheroes. It'd be cool to know that Jack, Dash, and Violet have grandparents. And I would love to see that. Imagine if the grandparents take care of Jack and all the others while the parents go out on a date or go beat up a villain. That would be awesome. And then they tell them stories about when they were young and they beat up villains and all this. It would make a good movie. That, or at least a clip. Because that would be awesome. Kind of like how you have a scene where Honey just grabs Frozone. I think I already stated that I want to know what the hell happened to Sinestro. Is he dead or is he just badly wounded? He's probably dead, but another thing, how is that white-haired lady doing? I think we all want to know that. Like, is she working for a different company? Is she working with the supers? Or is she sadly working for the villains because her love interest, well, kind of, I mean, she kind of liked the guy and then she didn't like the guy because he didn't give a crap if she got snapped like a twig. But either way, I'm kind of curious. Is she ever going to come back like a repeating character? Because that would be awesome. Like, if you have all these characters from the first movie, at the wedding, at his school, at the run, there was probably so many characters in the crowd that we don't even know that could be repeating characters in the second movie. I want to see some recurring, like, repeating characters, or reoccurring characters. And I would love that. Now, if Incredibles does make a third, here's the one thing I don't want it to be. I don't want the villain to be obvious. Like, somebody who, I don't know, make the villain actually have a decent reason behind it all. And not some petty vendetta. Like, I understand the first one, it was a petty vendetta because he was self-obsessed with Mr. Incredible. Like, oh, I'm sorry, not self-obsessed. He was obsessed with Mr. Incredible, and then he felt not terrified. He felt horrible because Mr. Incredible denied his sidekickship. And then he kind of just went on the evil path. Which I don't understand why Mr. Incredible didn't do that, because he said that he doesn't take sidekicks. But he was getting married. Now, I know marriage isn't like a sidekick deal. It's actually a lot different. But that's still a partnership like having a sidekick. I think Mr. Incredible wasn't saying that he doesn't want a sidekick. I think he was saying that he can't handle more than one partnership. I'm just reading way too much into this, but what if Mr. Incredible was not going to get married that day? I think he would have actually taken Billy, or whatever his name was at the time, young Sinestro's offer, because I can understand not being able to take two people to be in your life and whatnot. But one is understandable. So if he wasn't going to get married, I can understand him taking the guy as a sidekick. But the question is, why didn't he, even though he was getting married? He sure saw the potential in this guy, even though he was fighting fucking French name, you know what I'm trying to say, the bomb French mime dude. Either way, bon voyage. Got it. Bye.